This is an unhackable lock, and it's the size of a key. No keyhole anywhere on it. No dial, no code, no fingerprint reader, nothing. Give this to your mate and he'll just stand there turning it over, completely stuck, because there's nothing obvious to even interact with. It's called the Titaner Trident, and it uses 3 mechanical security levels built into a body of grade 5 titanium, the same alloy you find in jet engines and surgical implants. And there are 0 electronics to hack, 0 batteries to die, nothing that fails when it gets wet. It weighs barely over half an ounce, and the cable is non-detachable steel, so nobody's snipping through it while your back is turned at the gate. And here's a detail that just makes you appreciate what went into this. They built tritium into the body. That means it glows on its own for 25 years. No charging, no battery, it just freaking glows. For 40 to 60 bucks, it makes every TSA lock on the market feel like a polite suggestion rather than an actual safeguard. That's just the first one. I've got 9 more EDC gadgets that fly completely under the radar for most people. Everything's linked in the description below with the best deals I could track down, so if you like something you see today, check those out. The Trident keeps your bag locked, but it can't help you find your bag, or your wallet, or your keys sitting at the bottom of a coat you forgot you wore last Tuesday. The Seinxon InCard Carbon fixes that, and it does something no other tracker on the market can do. It works with both Apple Find My and Google Find My device. Until this existed, you picked a team. iPhone? AirTag. Android? Pfft. Good luck. This card doesn't care what phone you carry. It's thinner than an AirTag, roughly the size of a credit card, and it charges wirelessly. No more fumbling with those tiny coin batteries every few months. The battery lasts up to 6 months. When you actually need it, you ping its location from whichever phone you own and it shows up. It costs between 50 and 80 bucks, but it completely eliminates the sheer terror of that "where's my wallet" moment, which brings up the wallet itself. The Vionentus NV400 was designed from the ground up around this exact idea, but specifically for Apple AirTags. Full grain leather, slim bifold, holds 11 cards, and it has 2 hidden pockets built to house AirTags without adding any visible bulk. Every card slot is RFID blocked, so nobody's skimming your data while standing behind you at checkout. There's a small zippered compartment for coins or whatever else you want tucked away, and the whole thing is only 0.3 inches thick. You can actually sit down without feeling like you're perched on a paperback. The leather is real, the build is solid, and the design is smart. I managed to get 10% off for anyone who grabs it through the link in the description. So if you're still carrying that 10-year-old wallet, this is the best time to get a new one. So your stuff is locked, tracked, and accounted for. What about the tools you actually reach for during the day? The Roxxon KS2E Elite is a 13-in-1 multi-tool, and the reason it earned a spot here is something almost no one in this space gets right. The scissors. Full size, actually sharp, not the stiff little tab every Swiss Army knife pretends is a scissor that can barely cut through packing tape. These cut like they mean it. The blade is D2 tool steel, which is a harder steel that holds its edge significantly longer than the stainless you'll find on most competitors at this price. The handle is G10, a composite that doesn't slip when your hands are wet and won't deform over time. You also get a saw blade, window breaker, Phillips and flathead screwdrivers, a file, bottle opener, can opener, all with individual safety locks so nothing folds on your fingers mid-use. The whole thing closes to 3.42 inches at 125 grams with a deep carry pocket clip. One trade-off is that the first few times you deploy something, it drags against the neighbors. There's definitely a break-in period before the action smooths out, but at around $42, nothing at this price matches the build. If 13 tools is overkill for how you operate, the Pockitrod Modular Multitool pen strips the concept down to exactly what you need. It's machined from 6061-T4 aluminum with a hex-shaped body, won't roll off a surface, and it doubles as a driver grip. The system is modular. Thread on whichever head you need. A box opener with 20 CV steel tips, an inkless writing tip, a magnetic base LED flashlight. The body itself has measurement markings etched into it, turning even the pen into a ruler. Every single surface has a purpose, nothing wasted, and it costs between $60 and $80. The MetMo pocket grip is a different animal entirely. It's what happens when someone finds a forgotten tool design from 1913 and rebuilds it with modern precision machining. A 5-in-1 that works as a grip, wrench, clamp, and probably the most satisfying fidget tool you'll ever hold. The mechanical action on it is incredibly precise. You can feel the engineering the moment it's in your hand, and the warranty is 200 years. What? Your great-grandkids could theoretically file a claim on this thing and still be covered. I would gladly spend between $80 and $120 for something that was built to outlast everyone in my family, including me. If any of this is landing for you, hit that like button so other guys can find these gadgets. And if you want honest gear breakdowns without the usual noise, make sure you subscribe. Now here's where things get a little ridiculous in the best possible way. The Nitecore EDC 37 is a flashlight that pushes 8,000 lumens. But the output isn't even the headline, the shape is. It's flat, rectangular. It slides into your pocket like a slim phone. None of that awkward cylinder bulge. The head rotates from 0 to 102 degrees, so you angle the beam by pivoting the head instead of repositioning the whole light. There's an OLED display showing exact battery level and lumen output in real time, 3 color temperatures, and that warm setting hits a CRI of 97, which means colors under it look like their actual colors, not that washed out blue you get from cheap flashlights. The rapid lock slider prevents it from firing in your pocket. You get a magnetic tail for hands-free mounting, dual customizable tail switches, and it charges over USB-C, lasting up to 180 hours on the lowest setting. That 8,000 lumen turbo mode, though, will drain this in about 10 seconds before it steps down, and the higher modes create real heat that takes time to dissipate. At around $100, it's still one of the most capable daily pocket lights with serious capability when the moment calls for it. Most people think physical storage is dead. The bullet Keychain SSD argues it's just been waiting for the right body. This thing packs up to 2 terabytes of TLC NAND storage into something the size of a house key, 18 grams, aerospace aluminum shell, IP67, waterproof and dustproof. USB-C 3.2 delivers read and write speeds of around 500 megabytes per second, which is roughly 5 times faster than a standard external hard drive. In practice, that means you can open and edit large video files, photo libraries, project folders directly off your keychain. No cloud dependency, no praying for decent Wi-Fi at the hotel. You're looking at around $150 for the 1 terabyte version, more if you go for the full 2 terabytes, but it earns what it costs. All of that tech needs power, and the Nitecore NB10000 Gen 2 is how you carry it without noticing. 10,000 milliampere hours packed into a carbon fiber frame that weighs 150 grams, lighter than most smartphones. It measures 4.8 by 2.3 inches and just 0.42 inches thin, making this the thinnest power bank ever. You get USB-A and USB-C with fast charging, and it costs between $50 and $70. Whether you're hiking, in transit, or just grinding through a long day away from a wall outlet, this is the power bank that earns permanent carry because it never punishes you for bringing it. And no guy should step outside his house without a proper watch. The Timex Continental GMT is a classic, a 39mm stainless steel watch with a 9mm profile that sits flat on the wrist and slides under a cuff without catching. You get brushed and polished case, black dial with full markers, date window, and a proper GMT function for dual time zones. The case resists rust and corrosion, it runs on a reliable quartz movement, and it's water resistant to 50 meters. The design pulls from vintage aesthetics in a way that honestly looks like it should cost 4 or 5 times what Timex is charging. Between $150 and $200 for a travel-ready watch with a retro character proves that you don't need to finance a watch to wear one worth wearing. If you think these gadgets are solid, I've got 10 more that solve problems you didn't even know you had. Watch this video next to see them.